You're here for a special live stream 1-3 video.
One of us books the biggest win of their entire life.
And one of us... Oh! And one of us plays in the biggest pot in the history of next-gen poker as a whole. Let's do this thing.
Let's go. Special cameo from Andrew. Check out his vlog here. Links.
By now, y'all are familiar with the game of stand-up, and we're playing it to start the stream. Last person to win a hand pays the rest of the table $10, so winning a hand not only wins you the pot, you also save $80 on top of it. I'm itching to win a hand as about half the players have sat down already. I straddle a 6.
I look down at ace-king offsuit in early position and just call the 6. I'm 99% sure I'll get someone behind me to raise since we're playing the stand-up game, which makes everything extra aggressive. Woodley raises in the cutoff with the good old 5 deuce suited, nice. Andrew in the small blind wakes up with ace-queen suited and surprisingly just flat calls the 25.
We've got ace-9 suited, and Woodley's gonna have a super wide range here, and we have a pretty strong hand that can serve as a nice squeeze here with $60 in the pot already. Frankie's range will consist of low pocket pairs he limped along with a few strong traps, which we can easily fold to if he jams. I make it 110 and it's back on to Frankie. He puts an evil grin on his face before limp jamming all in. What a jerk.
We rip it all in and it folds to Andrew, who has a real decision now. We got both players left in the hand dominated and Andrew makes the right fold.
Folds back to me and I fold too.
I just didn't beat ace king.
We take down 160 profit without having to see a flop, which is always the goal with ace king.
First hand for us, it's the stand-up game, and there's only 4 people left standing, so when it folds to us in the small blind, I think we open any 2 cards here. 5-4 offsuit, that fits the bill, so we open to $15, and Woodley in the big blind makes the call. He is also standing, so it's actually kind of an interesting spot. I don't think he's folding any 2 cards either. Off to a flop, which comes Jack 10-4 rainbow. We pick up bottom pair. Don't think it's strong enough to c-bet though. I go into check call mode. I check, he checks it back. The turn is the Jack of clubs, pairing that top card, and Woodley can be known to get a little aggressive, a little crazy sometimes, so I check to give him some rope. He checks it back again. The river is the 5 of spades. It gives us a better pair to go along with these jacks. I check for the 3rd time. Let's get to showdown. Woodley says no and bets 50 into a pot of 30. We didn't check all this way to fold. We were in check call mode, so we do make the call. Woodley had the open ender that bricked out. We win and get to sit down.
Now we're down to just me and Andrew left in the stand-up game, 80 bones on the line. Rosie opens the 20 with king jack, and it folds to me in the big blind with 6-3 suited. I call and we see an all low card flop, but neither of us connect. Turn is an ace, and this card is a million times better for Rosie. I have no draws, no chance to improve, 6 high, and a dream to not lose this stand-up game. I bet $15 trying to fold out all of Rosie's no pair hands, and luckily that's exactly what he had. He folds, and after punting to Frankie last hand, at least we still have our dignity because we didn't lose the stand-up game.
We're only on hand 12 of the stream. I look down at ace king again, this time in late position. I raised to 25 over a $6 straddle. We actually just had aces 2 hands ago. That didn't quite make the vlog, pot was a little small, but we're looking to stay hot. Woodley and Andrew make the call to 25, so we're going off to a flop 3 ways, which comes ace 8-3 2 diamonds. Both of my opponents are still standing, and Woodley leads out for $50 after hitting top pair. Andrew snap calls. I consider raising here for a long time, and in hindsight, I think that's the best option, but I just make the call this time. I don't exactly know the best ways to react to these lead bets. Go into a turn, which comes the queen of diamonds. Action killer for all of our holdings, and it quickly checks over to me. With 83% equity, the king of diamonds really helping out. I am happy to check it back and look to get one more street of value from top pair on the river. The river comes the dreaded 9 of spades. Woodley hits 2 pair, and shit is about to hit the fan.
Let's Ryan get there on the river, improving his hand to 2 pair. Aces up. Oh, and Andrew ships it!
Guys, this is exactly why we didn't raise the flop or bet the turn. With Andrew's short stack and his reputation, I was waiting for this exact play. I'm completely unaware though that C3 has me beat.
Outside of Jack 10 of diamonds.
Oh no.
Oh,
Frankie
man.
makes the call. And now Woodley with 2 pair, I think he's just gonna have, oh my gosh.
I have aces up.
He doesn't.
What is that? River 2 pair.
That is
I think he decided on exactly.
Oh, no.
I think
He folds the best hand.
Kidding me. Wow. I assume that's the worst hand you flat call? Just flat? You don't come over the top? Yeah, I know. I was hoping you could jam the turn.
they got a
So
$50
strongly
$10
flat,
for you.
me behind him after I
$10
dunked on the
ahead.
flop too.
That's
For 2 pairs. Ace queen, I would have snapped it.
This hand we open King Jack of Hearts in early position to 25 over 1 limp and get no less than 3 callers. Off to a flop of 10-9-7 with 1 heart. Interestingly enough, Woodley leads for $45. Folds to me, and with 2 overs, a backdoor flush draw, and 2 different straight possibilities with a queen or an 8, I can go either way between a call or turning my hand into a bluff. This board isn't great for my early position range, so I decide just to call, and we go heads up to a turn of the 6 of hearts. What a juicy card. Woodley must have gone to a Brazilian steakhouse last night because he's still in the all-you-can-eat mentality. He rips it for $430. Wow. I would have loved to have seen a river card and had the chance to stack him, but Woodley must have had some x-ray vision on how strong of a draw I had. I can't call given this price, even though it's closer than it seems. I fold and move on to the next one.
The straddle is on to 10 this hand. DFS opens in early position to 25. Such a good time for us to look down at pocket kings in the big blind. We 3-bet to $80 and DFS makes the call. Off to a flop heads up, which comes 10-3-8 rainbow. Pretty solid flop. We don't see the ace out there. We c-bet 120, and as we can see, DFS just has ace high and makes the fold.
Take a look at the top right corner. Let's stay in the timeline. We're at hand number 18 of the stream, and Woodley has a double straddle on. DFS in early position limps in, sneaky from him, looking for that limp squeeze. Aaron calls in the hijack, and I look down at Jack 10 of spades in the big blind and make the call. It's a great hand. I don't feel the need to bloat the pot by 3-betting out of position. Woodley checks his options, so we're 4 ways to a flop, which comes 8-9 ace with 1 spade. DFS leaves out for 15. Folds back to me. I decide to bluff here because I know I have a ton of equity in the hand no matter what, and I want to push him out if he's betting small with a single pair holding. Let's go live to see what happens.
300 total.
Oh!
I was about to say, I've
You
seen
can
that.
see Frankie's face right there. That explains it all.
Yeah, I've seen that look from DFS Brat before, and he does put in the 3-bet on the flop. I think Frankie's just doing a little math in his head, and he's actually getting a pretty good price here.
2 hours?
Close to 40% equity.
So he gave us 3-1, so we're getting the right price, and we have implied odds to make the call here, even though it was a big raise, which was half of his stack.
20% kickback up to 200.
Yes, 650.
Yeah, he is getting the right price, and I think he's hoping that the backdoor spades could come, giving him additional outs. See what the turn card brings.
Red chips in the middle. Let's see a turn. Oh, my goodness! How does DFS check that back?
The river is safe. We still have the best hand.
I mean, he has only 1 move here, all in, I think, and you just kind of pray that they have a set for a 2-pair.
Oh my goodness.
I was about to say, Frankie's been running hot.
The nizzles for Frank.
Is DFS gonna pay us off?
No, he does make the call, though.
I literally was saying Jack 10 of spades to see
Jack 10 of spades, Jack 10 of diamonds, or Jack 10 of clubs.
A nice hand for Franklin.
Think that on the turn.
He's up to 1.8K.
Yeah, off a $500 buy-in, he's already profiting $1,300. Nice hand there for Frankie. What a night. I'll be right back, Amber.
How about it for Frankie in the chat? How about some nice hands for
Nice
that?
hand, sir.
This hand, Aaron opens to 25 in early position. I call with 8-7 suited along with 2 others. Flop comes Queen 7 deuce with 2 clubs and a diamond, and he continues betting, pretty big this time, to $100. It's probably just best to fold this, but if Aaron happens to be bluffing here and we go heads up to a turn in position, he might end up shutting down on a lot of turn cards. I make a rather optimistic peel here, and we are heads up to a 6 on the turn. He quickly dumps all his chips in the middle, about $400. I dragged myself into a brutal spot with a hand that I probably should have just folded pre-flop. No need to compound my mistakes here. I let it go, and good thing I did, because we were drawing dead as a doornail to top set.
Here we see a $6 straddle, a $12 double straddle, and it folds to us in the hijack with ace-10 offsuit. Good enough to open. We make it $40, and it folds to this double straddler who picks a great time to look down at pocket kings. He 3-bets to 130. Now, we are in position. We've got a relatively strong ace compared to all the other kickers out there, but given this specific situation, we're often dominated by better aces, and he can have hands like kings here. So I don't think too long before folding, but wanted to just throw this in there because we did lose $40 in 5 seconds, but I think this is the right play.
Here is the most interesting hand of the night.
Bo and Aaron limp in before it gets to Jello in the cutoff this hand.
We get pocket kings in late position and open to $25 over 2 limps. Button calls, and then we see Frankie in the big blind take a rather long pause.
Graphics show Eric folding pocket 9s, but the graphics are wrong. That's my hand. I'm in the big blind, and I'm thinking now if I should 3-bet Jello here, but in the moment, I decide against it. I make the call, which is a good decision. Bo and Aaron fold their 5x offsuit hands, so we're going 3 ways to a flop, which comes
Queen 9-5. Checks to me, I bet $45, button folds.
Sorry, Jello, but it's time to check raise. I make it 150 to go. We're hoping he will put me on a hand such as Jack 10, King Jack, or 8-7 suited with backdoor flush draws.
This is an interesting spot due to the fact that it's a rainbow board, and his check raises might look like sets, a few 2 pairs like Queen 9 suited, and maybe a bluff like Jack 10 suited with an open ender. Maybe he does this occasionally with Ace Queen or King Queen for value too, but it seems unlikely. My hand is too strong to fold though, and 3-betting this dry flop seems like an overplay, so I call for 105 more.
So we're heading to a turn, which comes the 10 of clubs. And look, ladies and gentlemen, we are most definitely sun running this session. However, I'm not perfect. I make a mistake. I think in the moment this card is really scary, even though it isn't. I check it to Jello, hoping he bets with his pocket kings.
I'm not exactly sure what to make of this, but Jack 10 is a holding that might play exactly this way. If that's the case, we have 2 of his straight draw outs, and if he hits 2-pair on the river, we'll have him beat with the straight. There's also a small chance he checks this specific turn card with sets and 2 pairs as well, so I check this turn back. River is really bad. It's another queen.
So we boat up. It's actually not a great card since it's pretty scary for Jack with his pocket kings. Jello has a little over a pot size stack, so I decide to rip it all in, targeting all his queen X.
It's really hard for my hand to beat much at this point besides Jack 10, and that hand won't likely bluff given the fact that I can have plenty of queens in this spot as well. It's rough, but I think this is just never a bluff. I fold rather quickly and we lose another one.
Another great hand, but I think I left some money on the table.
Here we call a $15 open on the button with Queen 10 of hearts and go 3 ways to a nice looking flop, 10 high with a flush draw and a heart. Checks to me, I bet $30 and only get called by Daniel in the small blind. Turn is a 3, he checks, and I bet 105. Here's where things get interesting. Daniel grabs all of his black chips and puts me all in for my remaining $500. Now let's break this hand down. He just called my bet on the flop rather than check raising, and I would expect him to check raise with 2 pairs and sets, but given the fact that I was not pre-flop aggressor, he might choose to just call with his flush draws. When the turn duds and he check jams, it feels rather fishy to me. If he had a better 10 than me like Ace 10 or King 10, he would have 3-bet those pre-flop at some frequency and also likely just called the turn again. With all these things considered, I make the call. He asked me if I want to run it once or twice, and I never know what to say in that situation. Regardless, it doesn't change anything besides the short-term results of that session, and we decide on twice. We see 2 clean-looking rivers and a jack and a 7 until he shows us that he got there with his open ender and flush draw on the second run out. We get punished for running it multiple times and chop this one up.
My last hand of the night has been made into a YouTube short on TCH Live's channel. That's how great this hand is. To begin, Woodley raises to 18 over a $6 straddle. Daniel wakes up with pocket aces on the button and 3-bets to $40. Eric in the small blind makes the call, and we look down at pocket 10s in the big blind. He's given us a good price to call. I don't feel the need to re-raise here out of position, so we do just call, as does Woodley to our left. 4 ways to a flop, which comes Queen 8-3 with 2 hearts. We check it over to Daniel, who c-bets for $90. Small blind folds, it's on me. I think Daniel's going to be c-betting here with hands that I do have beat, like flush draws or smaller pocket pairs. I decide to float, make the call for 90, and Woodley quickly makes the fold. Heads up to a turn card, which is the 10 of clubs. What a turn. We now have a super disguise set versus aces playing 1,700 deep. Daniel puts out a bet of $275. In the moment, we obviously have no idea how big his hand is. I consider raising for a long time. However, if he has value, he will bet river when check to, and by just calling here, we give him a chance to bluff river. That's the kind of thoughts I'm thinking about. We smooth called the 275, so going to a river, which comes the 6 of diamonds. I quickly check to Daniel. What is he going to do now? Let's go live and see.
Like ace queen, king queen.
All in.
Whoa.
Let's go back and slow-mo that reaction. This is me not expecting a huge overbet, but we're all for it.
What? Set of tens!
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
There it is, everyone, the biggest pot that I have ever played in it, and we won. One of the absolute best feelings in the entire world. I can't hold back a smile as I scoop in these chips. Make sure to subscribe, everyone, because we have new videos coming every Wednesday and Sunday this summer, and there's gonna be some more milestones to break. Hope you enjoyed.
I'm just an innocent bystander here, Eric. I'm just enjoying the show. No. You're such a beast. Hug me, brother. He's pretty good, isn't he? He's pretty good.
Andrew, how'd you do today?
In for 2.3, out for 3.635.
Fat win.
In for 1,000, out for 500.
Great. Good company.
Baby numbers. In for 750, out for 695.
Wait.
Flip it.
Flip it.
Flip it.
Flip it.
Flip it.
I was into the game for $500 and I was out of the game for $37.20.
We'll have it here. Very big number.
Dang, good
Very,
shit,
very big number.
Biggest win of my entire life. Obviously stoked and got really lucky. Sun run. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for that, and catch you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.